market. Joining me now, Main Street Asset Management LLC CIO Aaron Gibbs. Aaron, you and I have talked about this before, but I just sometimes being so wedded to a theory or a formula, you ignore the markets, right? I mean, there's some people say don't fight the Fed, some people say don't fight the tape. But I think, and I don't know if you saw my interview with Morgan Housel just now, it was fascinating. We have a tendency to be so wedded to what we believe that we won't listen to what the market is telling us.
Absolutely. It's, sometimes it's a little tough to be open-minded or not have a, sometimes really switch over to a contrarian view. And I think the thing that helps me as a professional investor, let's say, is really having a set of rules, having a discipline, so that when all the signals are telling you, when it's all red lights, that's when it's time to change your mind and make an adjustment.
One thing I've known you for years, one thing I do love about you as a guest is that you're going to come on, you're a thinker. In other words, there's certain people I know that they're bearish on January, they're going to be bearish in December, and nothing changes no matter what happens in the market, but particularly if it's going against them, right? They become more bearish, they become more entrenched, and it's tough because, listen, I served the audience too, right?
Right.
Let's talk about some of the things, though, that you're saying, 3 charts to watch. First, the 10-year Treasury yield, which broke below its 50-day moving average on Wednesday. It looks like this 4.5, this 4.5% number is just, even if it's just psychological, it's becoming a key thing.
I think it means a lot to investors just to get away from that 5%, which obviously took a real toll. But I think, looking at that new trend that that we have right now of going downward, and even if we pause, that's a really good thing. And having that break, I think, is an important factor of how long it'll stay below it, whether we're going to see higher highs or lower lows, and a completely new trend.
We get under there. You think some people in the street will start changing their minds, maybe?
I think people are ready to be risk on. I think absolutely.
Oil prices, they've been declining since September, which obviously, since the start of since October 7th, the narrative was that crude oil would be over $100.
Right.
No one thought maybe at this time it'd be under 80.
Right, and that just helps the inflation stories or worries about the future and raising rates. So just another confirming part of the story of inflation.
And QQQ, right? You talk about the mega caps. I mean, we talk about that every single show, maybe 2 or 3 segments, back above their 50-day moving average, making a newer highs. This gets back to a lot of people in the street, just for maybe 6-7 months have said, don't buy these, don't chase them. But even when they're not working, the broad market doesn't work. So it feels like if they don't work, nothing works.
Yeah, it's for, most of them working was really for the first half of the year, and they have been in a downtrend for quite a while. It's finally broken that downtrend, and so I think the important thing is looking at, well, is it just a mini break and it's just resetting the channel, or are we actually going to recover? Is it going to trade sideways? And so I think it's just important that when you do, I'm not a big technicals type of person, but I think when you do kind of break a 3-month trend, and certainly if we start seeing lower lows, that's a signal. That's saying that we're risk on, that we're willing to get back into the market.
We got 30 seconds. You still like consumer stocks, right?
I like specialty real estate. I'm not looking at big box people like Walmart and Target. They've already started trying to warn people that Christmas sales aren't going to be great, but there are some real winners, discounters. Deckers Outdoors, they just blew away earnings. I think they're a little overbought. They're UGG boots.
The maker of Uggs, the ugly Uggs, Deckers.
Deckers. So I think it's a little overbought right now, but there are those little niche sellers in retail, specialty retail, that have been doing really well. The consumer is willing to spend on very specific items.
Great stuff. Thank you very much, Aaron. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, folks, this event